Welcome to this special edition of Humber News. I'm Daniel Cotto.
And I'm Janelle Simpson. As another semester comes to an end, we reflect on the best of our news. Daniel has our top story.
Thanks, Janelle. The winter season brought its own set of events, from cavalcade of lights to the Christmas market to Winterlicious. This year, Toronto introduced something new at the Distillery District. On location was Haley DeWitt-Williams.
It's really nice. I think the one I've liked so far is the entrance. It's kind of like a web of neon lights, and the tiger, the origami tiger out front. But the reason we came is because, well, it's Valentine's Day 1, right? But also we were trying to look for places to go, and the places we went to were like all booked up. So let's go check out the light show.
My idea to come here because we were supposed to hang out on the weekend and I kind of screwed that up. So I suggested us come today, and I wanted to come to the Light Festival because I think arts installations are really cool and I loved it.
And the lion is probably my favorite.
We came down here for Valentine's Day.
I don't know. I think you just found it. And
Yeah.
We're like, why not? I don't know. I like the one over there with the people in it. That one was the nicest one, I think.
All in all, it's a beautiful festival in the heart of downtown Toronto. You can come and enjoy with friends, family, or even your Valentine. Haley DeWitt-Williams, Humber News.
Tobys Place features some of Canada's biggest comedians coming together to promote a much-needed event for LGBT youth. Among them was Little Mosque on the Prairie star Deborah McGrath, whose daughter has recently begun the transition as a trans woman. Daniel Cotto reports.
I'm fine! I'm a stand-up comic! And then I Googled myself and showed him.
Tobys Place, a fundraiser for LGBTQ plus youth, held its first comedy night fundraiser on Friday in the heart of Toronto's LGBT-orientated district. Some of Canada's biggest LGBTQ plus comedians took a break from their TV shows to perform at the event. Famous performers such as Maggie Casella, Jennifer Walls, and Asta Lau kept the laughs going all night. Little Mosque on the Prairie star Deborah McGrath also came out to support the cause.
I always want to support the LGBT community, and our daughter came out about a year ago as a trans woman. So I definitely want to now really lend more and more of my support to this community.
Guests were encouraged to participate in a silent auction. The event's organizer says the funds raised awareness to the lack of safe spaces present in South Scarborough for LGBTQ plus youth who need an outlet.
We were planning Tobys Place and we needed to raise some money to get it going, and our music director, who does musical comedy, had this fantastic idea. That's Randy Van Court. He had this fantastic idea to do a comedy night with improv, sketch. It was great.
213 guests attended the sold-out event. Tonight's event comes thanks to Daryl James, who helped raise $31,000 for Birchcliff Love United Church. $25,000 was from Edge Sourcing, while $6,000 came from nonprofit organizations. Without his can-do attitude, this event could not have happened. Daniel Cotto, Humber News. Bell Canada used its media presence in a positive way that impacted students across the country. For 6 years now, the company has designated a day in January to raise funds to help end the stigma surrounding mental health. People were more active on their phones on January 26th, but it was all for a good cause. Bell Canada encouraged people to use the hashtag BellLet'sTalk on Twitter, Facebook, and Snapchat. For each time the hashtag or filter was used, Bell promised to donate 5 cents towards the cause. Bell Mobility customers also had the opportunity to help. 5 cents were also raised for every text message sent and long-distance call made.
That was a good purpose for people to understand and support the concept of mental illness.
Many celebrity figures, including Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, Ellen DeGeneres, and Ryan Reynolds, took to social media to help the cause by using the hashtag. A total of over $6.5 million was raised over the 24-hour campaign. A record number of interactions were recorded, making this year's Bell Let's Talk Day the most successful to date.
One of the biggest news stories of the year was the Quebec City mosque shooting back in January. The shooting left 6 people dead and an entire nation in shock. One of the many prayer services held to honor the victims shows the impact this tragic event had on Canadians. Outside the University of Toronto for a candlelight vigil to show their support for the victims. People of all faiths and background braved freezing temperatures to stand together with the Muslim community and condemn Islamophobia. Toronto Mayor John Tory, Federal Finance Minister Bill Morneau, and other officials were also present.
Our hearts go out as well, in particular, to the victims and the families of the victims, and to every member of the Muslim community, in particular on this day when these tragic events have occurred.
Alexander Bissonnette was identified as the gunman behind the attack, which was quickly condemned as an act of terror.
We had our Prime Minister stand up to condemn the attacks and to stand in solidarity with Muslim Canadians and Canadians of all faith in condemning the attacks.
Both Tory and Morneau assured those in attendance that hatred and Islamophobia will not be tolerated in Canada.
Georgian Bay Vodka is back on the shelves after a huge recall. In early March, the LCBO recalled a batch of the Ontario craft vodka due to mislabeling and a mishap with dilution. Here's Janelle Simpson with more on the story.
The Liquor Control Board of Ontario is the #1 trusted alcohol retailer in the province, but is in the hot seat after recalling one batch of the Georgian Bay Vodka brand for being mislabeled as it had 81% of alcohol.
To be honest with you, 70% is a lot to those who drink. And you're talking about a comatose state here, to the point where a person can collapse. I think Canada's doing smart by imposing that 30 to 40% limit on those who drink.
The alcohol limit for most beverages in Ontario range from 35% to 50%. They are expected to be properly diluted prior to bottling and packaging. Humber's Lynx Lounge relies heavily on LCBO to supply them with diluted alcohol. Lynx is the only pub on North Campus that sells alcoholic beverages.
And then, we just rely on, it's a lot on the LCBO and the company that's bottling the actual alcohol we're buying from to have the right markings on it.
Some young consumers may find the dilution era a social and economic benefit for alcohol lovers everywhere.
That's a win-win situation. What are you talking about? We're paying for alcohol that has 40% alcohol, and then we're having a 60 or 70%. I'm getting drunk faster. So it's a boost to me. It's a blessing from God. It's a blessing from all those people. So I'm happy,
This leaves liquor licensed businesses like the Central Bar and Grill in distress when dealing with concerned customers.
So the way I really feel about it is disheartening because it puts not only me, the business owner, at risk, but also the customers at risk because we're serving them liquor that's marked at 40% when in actuality it's 80%. So if we're serving them liquor, watching them and thinking that they've been getting 40% liquor all day, we think they're fine. When in actuality they've been getting double the dosage, which puts them at risk after they leave the bar, after they leave the establishment.
LCBO refused to comment on the incidents, so this leaves consumers wondering who can they really trust. Janelle Simpson, Humber News. Humber students can relate to this reoccurring issue one way or another. Gas prices go up and don't seem to be going down. Haley DeWitt-Williams has more on the story.
The days of paying $1 for a liter of gas might be in the past. Since Ontario's cap and trade plan began in January, gas prices have increased by 4.3 cents per liter. Today, Torontonians can expect to pay, on average, 106 cents per liter across the city. Driving has become a necessity for many people, so their choices are limited.
I am paying the gas prices because I have to get my kids to different places around the city, so I don't really have a choice. It is what it is.
The goal of the cap and trade plan is to cut greenhouse gas emissions to 15%. The additional money made from the plan, focusing on gasoline and natural gas, will be reinvested into green initiatives. People are going to the pumps less often and are always on the hunt for the cheapest prices.
No, it has changed the amount of times you go to the gas station because of the pricing too, so come a lot less frequently. Try to get it when it's down a little bit, but other than that, no, not really. But it is ridiculous, the price of gas.
Transportation construction isn't limited to Toronto. With the recent gentrification of the area, a Scarborough Subway line is in the works. Once again, here's Haley DeWitt-Williams.
The TTC board met at City Hall today to discuss the Scarborough Subway extension.
This is for Scarborough Subway. That should read Q2 2026.
The project proposes an extension that would run on an express route from Kennedy Station to Scarborough Town Centre, where an underground bus terminal would be built. If approved, the subway line would align with McCowan Road, where there is already a station. Since 2013, the projected costs of the extension have ballooned to $3.35 billion.
I just feel like I'm going to be greatly affected in terms of like TTC prices raising, because I heard that the budget has jumped like dramatically.
Mr. Tory said that people who misuse public funds should be relieved of their positions. This is a gross misuse of public funds. We're talking about $3 billion in climbing.
Many votes have been held regarding the proposal. Residents of Scarborough have also been debating on what should be done about these transit issues.
Thank you very much.
Extending the Bloor Danforth is not a good idea. It's bad.
Thank you very much.
I think they should extend it in Scarborough because it only goes as far as McCowan, right? But Scarborough goes all the way to, where? Kingston or Port Union. So it's not fair because in Etobicoke it goes all the way to Kipling, which is basically where the city ends. So I don't understand why it stops halfway in Scarborough.
Those who disagree with the one-stop subway extension seem to be more enthusiastic about an extended LRT line. But with concern about rising costs, it's unsure what will happen to the funding for the LRT project.
I would prefer the LRT instead of having the one stop there, I guess, because it will cost less than the subway extension. And there's multiple stops, so the people or residents that live in between those stops are pretty much going to be inconvenienced.
Also, investment in Scarborough shouldn't just end with the subway. I want to see a strong commitment from the city to ensure that the Eglinton East LRT is followed through, which is set to go from Kennedy to UTSC campus, which will directly benefit U of T students.
On March 28th, the report will be going to Toronto City Council for consideration. According to the latest city staff report, the earliest the Scarborough Subway extension will be complete is in 2026. Haley DeWitt-Williams, Humber News.
Buying a home is one of the biggest investments any of us will make, but for many Torontonians, the dream is becoming more difficult to achieve as property value in the city has reached record highs. Humber News has a scoop on Toronto's sizzling real estate market. Zachary McGregor reports.
Real estate prices in Toronto have been on the rise for decades, but only in the last few years have we seen costs increase at such an alarming rate. The ongoing trend is forcing many potential home buyers to either remain in the rental market or move further away from the city. With prices in the market showing no signs of falling, owning a home in Toronto is quickly becoming a luxury reserved for the wealthy elite.
2 or 3 years ago, the house price is like $300,000. Now it's increasing like $700,000, $800,000. So it is just a dream. It never true in my life.
The Toronto Real Estate Board says that there are a multitude of factors to blame when it comes to the city's rising real estate costs. Access to services like public transit and essential shops have a huge impact on property value. But according to the organization's Director of Market Analysis, Jason Mercer, current trends in supply and demand are likely driving up costs the most.
While we've seen sales up on a year-over-year basis for the better part of the last 2 years, we've seen listings going in the opposite direction, to the point where at the end of 2016, you'd essentially seen the number of active listings cut in half.
According to a recent Toronto Real Estate Board report, the number of new property listings on the market decreased by 12.5% between February 2016 and February 2017. But with condo construction happening across the city, it's hard to believe there is a shortage of new housing.
We've seen a downward trend in low-rise home construction, really since the 2005, 2006, and definitely as we've come out of the recession. And so that's caused a problem on the listing front.
Mercer says the overall construction of new residential homes in the GTA, specifically detached and semi-detached houses, has actually decreased over the past few years. If you combine this with the region's steady population growth and relatively strong local economy, you get a real estate market that is extremely competitive.
Most realtors agree that construction of new housing, especially in the low-rise sector, will help slow down price increases in the market.
developers are having a dandy of a time trying to get through all the red tape of getting permits and zoning and all of that stuff, so they could make that process easier.
Governments should be making changes to land use policies and implementing better urban planning strategies to ensure more homes are constructed.
With population growth and the local economy showing no signs of slowing down, real estate prices in the GTA will continue to increase for the foreseeable future. For Humber News, I'm Zachary McGregor.
Despite the ever-rising cost of living, the city continues to expand with numerous condos going up. With the Hyde Park area undergoing construction, some residents are comparing the new look to New York's Central Park. Christina Mulheron reports.
Hyde Park area residents will notice billboards like this one around their neighborhoods as the area is gearing up for major developments. Townhouses such as these ones, as well as other buildings, will be torn down to make room for 7 new condominiums, ranging from 25 to 39 stories each.
We like the revitalization to the neighborhood. We do think there needs to be more densification. We like the fact that we definitely see a lot of building. We think it's good for the city. We think that that will, in a sense, force the city's hand to improve transit and all the other services that come with the densification of any neighborhood.
Although some residents may see this as a way to bring more people to the area, many more are completely opposed to the proposed projects.
It has been plunked in by builders who want to make money. It has not been a study. People have not got behind it and said, what will it give the community? This is a rural little pocket. The park is here and everything, and they're slowly destroying it.
Bigger than any of the structures in the area currently, the new buildings are sure to have an impact on the area's environment and aesthetic.
These proponents coming in are going to be making the Hyde Park area more like downtown density, and that's what people are opposing.
Some residents have even started petitions to stop these developments, and groups such as Hyde Park Community Alliance are encouraging residents to contact the area's city councilor.
The planning process does not allow a city to say, no, you cannot build. So the city has to accept all the applications which come in.
Once they have begun, construction is said to last for approximately 5 years, causing lots of disturbance for the residents of this otherwise quiet and peaceful area.
A city council meeting will be held in April where developers will show their plans for the proposed developments and councilors will voice their concerns on the construction. Christina Mulheron, Humber News.
Its proximity to Humber College doesn't seem to help the declining Woodbine Center. Some store owners are finding it harder to keep their business thriving. Eli's Salon is one of the many stores being affected. Sally Akbari has more.
Woodbine Mall, located in Rexdale, is one of the oldest malls in the GTA, but the businesses within the mall are slowly starting to close down. Eli Abbasi's hair salon is one of the many stores experiencing a gradual downfall with their business.
The problem with that mall, it's not bringing us new clients. It's a good location, but there's no new customers coming in. If I don't have my own clients, I will be suffering by now.
2 hours since he opened his shop, Eli is still waiting for his first customer. Even through a slow day, Eli is still being supported by his loyal clients. He and co-worker Sharif have no choice but to share those clients because their business is slowing down.
I've been here for 2 years. The work is more better before. Slowly going down. The business a little bit slow, not same like before, and I'm still surviving now.
Although there are days where Eli gets few clients, he can still always rely on his followers, such as Lindsay Pollock.
We've been coming here for about 6 years. We've been coming to the mall for a little bit longer since we've moved to the neighborhood. My son really loved going to Fantasy Fair, so we would go on all the rides, but we continue to come here because of our loyalty to Eli's Salon. We all get our hair done here.
Stores located in Woodbine are continuing to lose customers, but their Fantasy Fair is still attracting families and keeping the mall afloat. There are many stores that are going to close down in the coming weeks, such as Sears and more.
Eli's Salon isn't the only store that is slowly going down. Stores such as Sears, Le Chateau, and Payless Shoes are also on the verge of closing down here at Woodbine Mall. The question that still has yet to be answered is which brand or company is willing to have their business open to Woodbine Mall. Sally Akbari, Humber News.
Staying active is more important than ever when reaching old age. Here's how the folks from the senior exercise group at the St. Philip's Lutheran Church do it. Elvin George has more.
The St. Philip's Lutheran Church, located in the Etobicoke suburbs, has conducted many community services to help bring the elderly folks together. Marissa Jenkins is the head coordinator of the senior exercise group that's been running for nearly 3 years. Lorraine Dumsimmer uses a weekly exercise session to do her workout because she enjoys doing it with her peers rather than doing it by herself.
I have these same exercises on a sheet of paper at home. Do I do them? No, I do them here. So, and it's partly social, but it makes you feel, and you know that other people are your age and have the same issues, and here we go. It's a success for me.
They complete a series of basic exercises, such as squats, neck exercises, and footwork routines. Kathleen McInnes has been a longtime member of the exercise group and comes every week to keep herself active.
I have osteoarthritis very badly, and these exercises help a great deal. And even if you don't have something wrong with you, it's still good because it keeps the blood flowing well and prevents heart attacks and things.
After the exercise session, the exercise gang huddles around and indulges with some water, apples, carrots, and other healthy snacks.
And it gives them an opportunity not only to learn exercises that they can do here, but they can do them at home, and they can take it to their friends, their families, and it provides also a time of socialization and fun for people afterwards.
The group loves to talk and converse for a short while before heading out to enjoy the rest of their day. There's never an age restriction for someone to start exercising. Mr. Jeffkins coordinates a senior exercise program at St. Philip's Lutheran Church. 14 to 18 people come every week to socialize, exercise, and afterwards have a few snacks. Elvin George, Humber News.
Toronto has its very own Valentine's Day market dedicated to the annual celebration of romance. Our reporter Sanzana Hyde attended this year's Blossom and Bloom show and checked out the vendors at Union Station.
Blossom and Bloom is hosting their second show at Union Station. The open concept market is home to many vendors who have something to offer for Valentine's Day. A free henna tattoo station is just one.
I feel like henna spreads a lot of love, and that's really what I want to be doing. You know, I just want to emit positive energy and get positive energy in return. I know it sounds like totally boho and totally hippie-like, but I guess it's part of my persona.
Compared to the 3 other days of this event, today was the busiest. Blossom and Bloom vendors mark down most of their products compared to the prices online at their shops. Single stem roses start at just $5.
Beautiful flowers, and also we saw delicious honey. I'm going to get 2 cans of honey. That was very nice. Take it home.
Yes, local honey made an appearance as well as Ozzy. His job is to make people happy as a post-traumatic stress disorder service dog. Photographers at Rosewood Photography ran up to pet him.
And that's not all. Any bridal customers will find the perfect vendor for their big day, including event planners, florists, musicians, and more.
With over 20 vendors this year, Blossom and Bloom encourages people to attend and support the local businesses.
It's a great opportunity where we get to meet a lot of local handmade designers, floral designers, and just bring together this, unique platform with all the different vendors and small businesses.
Blossom and Bloom will be back for Mother's Day in May. Sanzana Hyde, Humber News.
With the school year reaching its end, students are beginning their quest for employment. Humber's North Campus Career Services held their annual summer job fair in January. Students and staff gathered in the Student Center for the Humber's annual summer job fair. Organizations like the Nanny Angel Network set up booths to give ECE students the opportunity to find jobs for a good cause.
So this is our first time at any Humber student fair. It's going very well for us. It's great to connect again with students with the right childcare skills and just trying to connect with students who are very interested in making an impact. They're very keen, they're very energetic, which is ideal for the work with kids.
YMCA, Fence Rentals, G4S Security, and Canada's Wonderland were a few employers amongst the many that were present. Career Services holds 2 job fairs during the fall and winter semesters to help students find part-time and full-time summer jobs. That's it for our Best of edition. Humber News, I'm Janelle Simpson.
And I'm Daniel Cottle. Thanks for watching.